Righty-ho then. Righty-ho. You know, this is the third of these videos I've recorded today. I had a break in the middle, and now I'm coming back and doing another one. Just because I've got free time today, and it's like I'll get stocked up on videos for future uploads. I thought it was a very novel idea, a very smart idea on my behalf, but somehow, despite the fact that I have literally last played this game like 6-7 hours ago, not that long ago, realistically, I have already completely fucking forgotten what I was doing. It's like, it's a fresh new day, right? So I guess that means we're just sort of wasting time until the morning rolls around and we get new quests to do and stuff, new mail, exciting mail from the mailman to tell us something. It'll tell us something, I'll guarantee you that. That'd be really interesting. Probably someone demanding something completely unrealistic of me. Like, it's pretty crazy, really. Like, I'm some dude who just rocked into town, right? I wanted to have a chat with some bloke. That bloke was dead. Now, by all intents and purposes, if that was me in that scenario, I would, probably stick around a night. Pass my well wishes on to the family, if I got the opportunity to do so. Give them my condolences over the loss of their family member. Then I'd hop back on the train and get the fuck out again. Go back home. This journey has clearly not been fruitful, and I have better things to do with my life. Mr. Dankovsky, however, he's like, you know what, I'm going to stick around and solve all of this town's problems. Now, I realise, like, the routes out of the town have been locked, but that didn't happen until, like, day 2 or 3, right? Like, that wasn't the case when he first arrived. He could have left very easily, but instead he was like, you know what, I'm gonna solve a murder real quick, and then once that murder's solved, fuck it, I'll just hang around being everyone's bitch boy indefinitely, All they have to do is send me a letter and I will come come sprinting across town to do these people who I met literally days ago once and they were kind of pricks about it, to do them a favour. Because I'm just that kind of guy. I'm going to use a lockpick here just because the game minimised. Neat. I'm going to use a lockpick here because there was a knife on that corpse, so might as well make up some inventory space for it. I'm going to sell a couple of these knives next time I remember. Have you ever been in any of these houses in this nice little courtyard here? I don't think I ever really acknowledged this courtyard existed, to be honest. It's a pretty unique layout of houses for this game where a lot of the buildings are a little bit copy-paste. Is this? Yeah, okay, this is I thought this was an empty house that was going to have a bandit man in it. What are they called? They've got a name. They're not just called bandits, I don't think. But one of those little fast, wiry dudes who just punch the shit out of your face. I thought it was going to be one of them for a second there, and I just wasted a lockpick on nothing. But no, this is an actual good old-fashioned all-American family. I don't know what I can really trade to this kid though. Kind of want the bullets off him, but he wants things that I don't really want to part with, if I'm honest with you. The razors are good for trading for food, so I'd rather do that, realistically. It's like we got free reign to just loot this place, though, because there's no angry men about. And these fuckers aren't going to stop me. Not that there's any loot in this house. I think we've broken into the poorest residents in... oh, there's a man there. Poorest residents in the city. They don't seem to have a single thing worth looting. I thought maybe the payoff for the complete lack of any lootables in this house was going to be that child would have a schmouder for me, but... you win some, you lose some, I may have just lockpicked a bad lock to pick. Okay, this is getting a bit shit in here now, isn't it? It's getting a bit garbage. Actually, hold up. What can I trade with you? Is there anything you want? Kind of want the alpha tablets, but they're not worth a single tablet for a razor. That's just me getting ripped off by this child. These children will go aggro as well. I can't loot houses in front of him either unless he leaves the room. Sweet. Scrappy little fellas. How is there nothing in this house? Holy shit. This is dog shit, man. This is utter dog shit. Who designed this house? Yeah, okay, I fully accept that the loot in the house is probably randomly generated. And it wasn't actually designed by anyone. Or a single cracker. What a haul. Gonna eat that now. Like, that's not even crime, is it? She seems to think it is. But I came into these people's house and had a cracker like that. Oh, hold up. That's a bit more like it. Found something worth taking, finally. But yeah, like, I mean, if someone came into my house, you know, even if it was uninvited necessarily, you know, they were a salesman or something, came to my door, and I was like, fine, come in, you know, begrudgingly let them in. And they like, ate a biscuit. Like, yeah, it would be a bit rude if I didn't offer, but it's not the sort of thing I would, like, fight him to the death over, you know? Got some gloves as well. This is actually becoming somewhat profitable. Somewhat mildly profitable. It was almost worth my time coming up here. Well done. Well done, Pathologic. You proved me wrong. If I killed that guy, there's literally one thing in this room I could loot for killing that guy, so that is not worth it at all. Just seeing if there's anything worth getting into a fight over. This room's got quite a few lootables, but it also has patrolling children who could get involved in the fight, so I don't really want to deal with that. It's just The Shining, isn't it? It just is The Shining. There's no other way of describing it. Right, okay. So what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my time as I wait eagerly for morning to come? My health is ticking down a little bit more rapidly than I'd like it to. I feel like I need to deal with my infection, but that is going to hurt my health to do so. I could eat, I could immunity boost, I could even sleep actually. Yeah, maybe I just sleep. Maybe I just take take one of my infection tablets and then just top up on Meridorm and take a nap. I think that might be my best bet. And that'll get us through to the morning. Ready and eager to do some crime for the day. Because there will be crime, let's be real. There's always crime. It's so fucking rare that I get through a day in this game without murdering at least one innocent person. That didn't buy me a lot of time, did it? That fight this lad was in. Mostly because I spent so long trying to work out which knife I wanted to use. They get blunt so quickly though, to be fair. Like, I feel like I should probably be saving one of these 100% ones for use, like, in a more touch and go situation, rather than just working my way through all my knives one by one until they're all on 0%. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not that smart. That's the thing smart people do. I'm not prepared for that sort of eventuality. I couldn't possibly come up with such a concept. Couldn't possibly fathom an idea of being prepared for future issues. What? Who's yelling? Was it that knife guy over there? What was he yelling about? I'm not the only one who heard that yell, right? Some guy was like, "Hurr!" in the background there. I mean, it's probably a bit quieter on your end than it was for me, but it should still have come through. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do... God, they're not worth much when they're fucked, are they? No. There's 1,000, I'll take it. Is there anything else I can offload? I don't really think there is, because, like, everything is tradable, is the thing. You know, the stuff I suppose I've got an extra pair of gloves now. They're not as good as mine, so I might as well just get rid of them. It's not like I'm ever going to need 2 pairs of gloves. I might as well just get rid of the scalpel as well, considering it sells so fucking well. Holy shit. And that leaves me with 2 knives, right? Another one down here. Yeah, it leaves me with 2 knives and a bunch of lockpicks and my gun. So yeah, that's fine. Can we make a couple grand for that? Not bad, I don't think. Not bad at all. Right. So we're going to go sleep in Capella's room again. It's a bit creepy, I know. She's clearly like 14. But it's not like I do anything. Just napping on her bed. While she stands there creepily saying creepy shit, because that's what she does. She's just a creepy son of a bitch. Or daughter of a bastard, I guess. Right. Is this going to kill me? Yeah, I thought it might. That's why I saved. Always thinking, me. Always thinking. Always prepared for every eventuality. Including accidentally ODing on infection preventative medicine. So we're going to have to bandage ourselves up a little bit so we can take the drugs, which will knock us back down again, and then we sleep the rest off. That's fine. Oh, I'll use one of these instead. Right, it's my health well and truly fucked and my exhaustion peaking. So let's get drugged and get sleeping. Definitely meant for that to rhyme as well. 100%. We are missing a little bit of the morning. We are starting a little bit late here, but I'll take it. Actually looked like I slept a bit too long there. It seems like Meridom only lasts 5 hours, so everything the extra hour I slept just hurt me, but never mind. Gonna munch through some of this food as well real quick. Get my hunger down good. Gonna pop a few immunity boosters and I'm gonna save. Right, we're ready to start the day. What fun things await? Maria Canes, caution. I must warn you while I still can. Later today, the governor is going to play a disgusting maneuver in which you are to be assigned the role of a hanging judge. Be on your guard. Do not let them seduce you with whatever tempting defendants they will parade before you. They are innocent, of this I have no doubt. I will tell you the details the moment I see you. Is this alright? Maria. Oh, Capella wants to see me. That's convenient. She's right behind me. My father will be looking for you today. Please come see me before you see him. I have something very important to tell you. Rivers of blood were already spilled, and more will be spilled today. What if one of the victims is someone you care about? Victoria. Artemi Barak, with whom we share a relationship based on mutual trust, has told me that you have the key to the mystery of the Shabnak deer. Does that mean you have identified Simon's killer? If that's the case, Doctor, allow me to request your assistance with a sensitive matter upon which many innocent lives depend. Respectfully yours, Vlad Olgimsky. Troubling news, Bachelor. An accident of disastrous proportions has taken place in the cathedral. At least 1,000 people have died. The town is ripe for another murderous witch hunt. Please come and see me as soon as possible. Victor Kane. We've got some shit to do today then. Thankfully, it's 2 sets of people who are right next to one another, so I can speed through this a bit quickly.
Mark Immortal has announced that he knows of some rat prophet. What is it?
The rat prophet, eh? Might be seeing him fairly soon. He's an interesting character who I do not understand. Do you remember the young woman lynched on the day of your arrival at the Bone Stake lot? Quite vividly. She rarely appeared in public, and people used to believe her house was haunted. When the captors dragged her out into the light and asked anyone to confirm whether they knew this person and whether she was a human being at all, her neighbours preferred to remain silent. Why? Petty minds never forgive those who remind them of just how mundane and unworthy of interest they are. I do not think it was about hatred. Those who knew for certain that she had lived next to them for many years were filled with hope in that moment. What if she really was just a step ghost, a Mara, a bloodsucker? Then everything would go back to normal in their simple heads. The order of things would be restored. There was always someone to blame. Oh shit, that was the wrong thing to say, wasn't it?
There's a peculiar smell on the outside. What is this?
The Firestarters are planning to attack the Termitary. Did you know that? Why? They want to burn out the infection. They believe that is where it's crawling from. You can hear the most horrible rumours about the Termitary these days, and my father doesn't even want to move a finger. You could probably take advantage of the arson if someone was to set the Termitary afire. Oh, don't say so. Oh, I really, really want to believe that father has nothing to do with this terrible plan. How did you find out about it? My brother somehow did. He seems to care, truly. He is dying to stop them personally, but he doesn't yet know how. I only hope there will be no dying. I'll talk to him. Big Vlad. Big Vlad, I think we need a word. I think we need a chat.
Many a mickle makes a muckle. There's no hurry.
So, Bachelor, I have some news for you. The bad and, well, you know. All news is bad these days. I'm listening. The Inquisitor with whom the powers that be have sent to resolve our, supposedly hopeless situation is Karminski the Hanging Judge. The man whose lips and nails are always wet with blood. You know him better than I do, though. I don't know him, and I don't ever want to. I'll have you know I've never drunk brotherhood with him.
So you...
Did I just, screw up both of those conversations? I mean, I'm kind of okay with that, because I had 4 people to talk to today, and I didn't really want quests from all of them, because I knew I was never going to get through all 4 anyway. I mean, yeah, I think I was instructed to go speak with Vlad the Younger as well, so maybe we'll swing... No, we won't swing by him first. We'll go to the Canes first. I think that's probably better pathing overall. Because it's more than likely that we'll be coming back this way again after we've spoken to the Canes, so we may as well sort of align ourselves for that. Let's face it, most of this game is just walking back and forth across town, so you may as well try and sort of get your ducks in a row while you're doing that to make sure you use your time optimally. Not that I've really struggled with doing that so far this campaign, not so far at least. Been a couple of moments where it's been a little bit close, I guess, but for the most part, I keep hearing screaming, what the fuck? For the most part, it's been pretty generous with my time scales, I think. I've had to waste time more than desperately save it, you know. Like just now, when I literally slept for an extra hour only to hurt myself. All I achieved in doing was dropping my health. How cool. I'll see Maria first. She's always seemed like a bit of a voice of reason, has Maria. I quite like it. As far as any of the characters in this game are likeable, she's kind of up there a bit, you know? Same with Vlad the Younger, really. They're sort of like the Romeo and Juliet sort of figures. Not that they're into each other like that, but you know what I mean? They're sort of the ones who are willing to go against their houses in pursuit of the greater good or whatever.
I often feel like someone's looking at us from the other side.
You know, I've only really just noticed that she has a lot of facial similarities with her brother. With, what's his name, Khan. They do have a very similar face, and I think that's very cool. They clearly took that into... I hate the way her head keeps glitching like that, but they kept that in mind when they were designing these 2 characters to make them look, you know, very similar because they're siblings. That's cool. To stop with the head glitches, Jesus. Today the guilty can be charged, or so they say. Today someone will be murdered in your name. Today they will claim your discovery as their guideline. Positive, it would make any strike true. Who are they? The governors, Saburov and Ogimsky. The watchdog has revealed the instinct of a bloodhound. The manufacturer has leashed and chained a virtuoso butcher. The one that'll easily cut anyone's heart out on the run. Cut the heart out of whom? What carrier are they talking about? Who are they planning to kill? Most importantly, why? Would that stop the plague? Whoever it is, I want to be sure that person won't cause us any more trouble. Now everyone who is infected, and everyone who is infected by an infected person, and everyone who is infected by the trace of an infected person, all of them are disease carriers. This horde is multiplying by the second. Can it be stopped? So that is what you wanted to ask of me? Ogimski wants to burn several people, but none of them is guilty. Be especially cautious when dealing with the Foreseer girl. She's no human, be prepared. Even if her blood is special, don't be rash to cry witch. She's not a shabnak, she's enchanted. Talking about Clara. I thought they were talking about Capella for a second there, but no, it's the other magical child. I'm not bloodthirsty, and I don't like making noise. Alright. I'm just sort of getting advice a lot today. I don't know if there is like follow-up quests to all these people I'm talking to and I'm just picking the wrong thing, or if they're just sort of like trying to guide me in the right direction a bit for what's to come. Because getting 4 letters in one day is quite a lot, honestly. If they all led to quests, it would be pretty insurmountable. Victor.
What?
So yesterday you managed to capture this disease, or so I've heard anyway. The town is abuzz with horrifying rumours of people being dissected alive. Obviously, I don't believe those. The more dangerous kind of rumours are, it turns out, those about you acquiring a sample of infected blood. Quite so, the bacterium has been caught and encased in glass. I didn't do it on my own though, I had help. More importantly, they say you are now able to track down the shape-shifting disease carrier, comparing their blood to the sample you obtained yesterday. If they are one of the townsfolk, it can't be that hard to recognise them. Also true. This is a witch hunt in the making, as if dim-witted blackguards murdering women in the streets wasn't enough. It seems that our governor is now inclined to extend his greedy reach towards the town's notable people. Several young women stand accused after the cathedral business. So what happened at the cathedral? I've only heard sort of bits and pieces, but people died in there? Did like a disease get in? Is that what it was? Yeah. A disease carrier got into the cathedral last night. Everyone inside perished. Yes. Yes, making it past your impregnable quarantine. Human or spirit, it's very clear now that this is an individual who can walk and is probably quite malicious. Many people are reveling in this particular certainty. How so? An inquisitor arrives tomorrow. It seems to me that someone wants to dispose of several young women before his coming. Presently the sword of justice hangs suspended above Yulia and Lara. They have been arrested on Sabarov's authority. Whoa, okay, didn't expect that. But Vlad Oglimsky hasn't been idle either. If the girls survive until tomorrow, the Inquisitor will establish the truth, but someone is eager to get ahead of him. If they survive, what do you mean? Have you heard about these zealots, the exterminators? They are bent on burning the town clean of the disease, shouting something about the purifying fire. If someone passes names of these young women to the mob, they're doomed. They will burn down their homes. What can be done to help them? The Ogimskis claim they can prove the girl's innocence. Perhaps they already know who the real culprit is. Somehow, I have no doubt about that. I've heard the criminal is being kept inside the termitary. I see. I'll talk to Ogimski. So that's, as of today, it seems we're going to start running into the fine gentlemen who throw Molotov cocktails around. I guess they're the purifying fire horde that the Hunchback whipped up. I didn't realise he had anything to do with them. That's actually really interesting. There's a lot I'm learning about stuff that just sort of happened to Artemy. There's like more reason behind it for Dankovsky. It's interesting. Like Artemy's campaign was like, again, I've said it before, it clearly was a bit more of a rush job. They clearly had less development time. This clearly sunk a lot of their ideas and their plans and their resources into getting Dankovsky's campaign to be as full and interesting as possible, and clearly ran out for Dankovsky's. But the fact that it isn't developed makes like for an interesting contrast, where there's a lot more structure to what you're doing with Dankovsky. It's a lot more, you have to go here, you have to speak to this person, you have to achieve this goal, you know. And there was obviously a degree of that in Artemy's campaign as well. I'm not saying it was completely free of that sort of thing, but it felt a lot more loose, you know. It felt like you were stumbling through the world and shit was going down and you were just desperately trying to find your cure to the disease and not step on any toes, sort of thing, you know. Just try and get your shit done and make as few bad things happen in the process as possible. Whereas Dankovsky definitely seems to have a lot more control over the situation. And it is a very interesting juxtaposition, to use a posh person word. It's pretty cool, honestly. It's pretty cool. Would I have preferred it if Artemis' campaign was a little bit more structured? Well, yes, obviously I would have done, you know. And particularly at the front end, if it had more in the way of tutorializing, I feel like I would have struggled and suffered with that campaign a lot less if I'd known more what I was doing. But nonetheless, it is cool because it makes the two campaigns feel almost like, despite the fact they have the same mechanics and the same ideas and are in the same setting and everything, they almost feel like different games, which is cool, you know? There's just a very different vibe about the two of them. And I imagine Clara's campaign, when we finally get around to touching that, and I do intend to get around to touching that, don't get me wrong, will feel different again. But maybe that's just me hoping for too much.
Who lives without folly is not so wise as he thinks.
The exterminators are planning to storm the termitary. Stop them. How? Well, you can't stop the assault itself, but the informers who reported that to me said that at 10 o'clock, Var the Hunchback and a few others will be around here to scout out the area and look for a way to pry open the barricaded entrance. Did you mean to say they reported to your father? No, to a partner of mine. Somehow I think you meant your father. The informers told him of the upcoming assault and he agreed to turn a blind eye to it. Is that correct? Yes, but it's no concern of yours. Why won't your father handle this matter? Enough, I've told you already. Whatever my father does, I refuse to call his decisions into question. He is troubled enough as it is, particularly troubled by something that is actually supposed to be your job, the search for the carrier. If the impending assault stirs your imagination so much, go ahead and talk to my father in person. So what is it you want from me? They're going to gather at the termitary's entrance after dark. When the hunchback approaches the hallway, he needs to be shot. I think it will be best to lie in wait there. At this time, I've been looking for someone brave enough to do this for a sizable reward. A reward from your father? No, from me personally. 10,000. 10,000? Is that fucking all, man? Is that all? The hunchback was offering me like 100. I mean, I know he never followed through on that, but he was offering me a hell of a lot more money than what you're offering me to actually murder a man. He just wanted me to find his daughter. Alright, I'll talk to your father. Back to Vlad we go. That's probably why we couldn't get anything out of him earlier. We weren't quite ready to get anything out of him yet. I don't know why we're trying to stop them storming the termitary though. Because the thing is, like, our main goals here were to protect Lara and that woman whose name I'm constantly forgetting. Hang on, I'll find it. Yulia. Protecting Lara and Yulia from getting burned was sort of the goal here. And since this unruly mob can't really be handled, the goal was to point them in the direction of the person who actually riled them all up, who apparently is in the termitary, right? So surely them going to the termitary is a good thing? I guess we don't want a full-blown war kicking off, and we'd rather just have the person in question brought to them. But then surely the person in question is Artemis, right? Because he's technically the one who killed the hunchback's daughter, so he was the igniting force, the catalyst in all this. But then no, because they were talking about the person who infected the cathedral, right? They were the person they were looking for. They actually don't really care about the hunchback's daughter. I don't know, I don't fucking know, man. We're not going to find this person, though. I don't know who this person is.
What?
Their entire existence is a mystery to me, honestly. Bachelor, do you know what happened in the cathedral? Yes, Saburov insists it could have been either Lara or Yulia. I'm sure both are innocent, though. Either Anna Angel or a criminal harbourer called Aspity must be the culprit. Am I correct in assuming you must be familiar with both of these ladies? What makes you think so? We have sufficient proof that warrants examination. One of them is the carrier, the man-eater, that Georgie's men were hopelessly looking for on the very first day. You mean my very first day? It wasn't your very first day, was it, Big Vlad? However brilliant your discovery was, it made me give up on the hunt erroneously. So I've made a mistake, is that what you're saying? Pray pardon me. Instead of connecting two glaring facts and realizing two enemies are indeed one, you were too rash to consider them two different entities. You probably thought that a murderous man-eater and a lethal disease are mutually exclusive. Aren't you too rash to accuse me of being rash, respectable Master Vlad? Ah, I know I am, but what are you? Careful, Bachelor, my teeth are sharp too. I know the law. The powers that be hold your life in the palm of their hand. If the one who caused the catastrophe slips away due to your actions, oh my goodness, I do not envy you. I see. Go ahead and lynch the beauties yourself, kind sir. I want no part of this. We've been informed that one of them visited the termitary 2 days prior to your arrival. Do examine them, Dankovsky. Look deeply into their blood. You're the only one who can tell a human being from a creature. Point at the offender and the rest will live. Alright, I'll do just that. I mean, realistically, it's more likely to be Aspity, right? She's had a lot of dealings with the butchers from the termitary. She's harboured fugitive butchers and stuff in the past. Whereas Anna Angel, like, she's clearly a little bit nutso. She's clearly done some pretty shady shit in her past, involving child smuggling and possibly murdering the entire family who used to own her house. But there's not really any ties to the termitary for her, as far as I'm aware. Historically, like, she's got dealings with the Hunchback, obviously, and this caravan of wacky child smugglers. But I don't know why we'd immediately assume she had anything to do with what went down at the termitary. I don't know. We can look into it. I'm definitely starting with Aspity there. Thing is, it's definitely not going to be either of them. It's definitely not. Put my faith, I put my honour on that one. You have my word on it not being anything to do with either of them. Because this game, for all the suffering and the death and the fact that people can become irreparably ill with a death disease, despite all of that, it doesn't really like to kill people. It doesn't like to write people out of its equation. In my experience, there's no instances of anyone like just being gone from the game, you know. Damn, I was hoping for something a bit more useful from that guy, but whatever. Also, definitely got a bit more dangerous today, hasn't it? The sheer quantity of enemies kicking about the place is getting a little bit out of control. Oh shit, also, do I have enough razors to trade for anything? I do, but only vegetables. You can find one with vegetables. Do you have vegetables? You do. Beautiful. 1 vegetables, please. Thank you. Pleasure. Right, where's Aspity's from here? We're just around the corner, isn't it? Oh no, this is the stupid dead end. I know this bit. I'm not gonna fall for this. Been very good at avoiding it so far, but if you follow that round there, you get caught in a little cul-de-sac. You can't actually get through to the next street over unless I think you can pass through a house to do it, but you want to come round this way to get to Aspity's. Look at me, I'm learning. A seasoned pathologic pro at this point.
My eyes?
I've started to miss you already. Aspity, you are accused of being a man-eater. They'll come for you soon. What is a Shabnak? It's an evil spirit wearing women's flesh over its bones. Shabnak can be detected by several distinct signs. Its arms are too long, all of its toes are of the same length. You can see teeth peeping out from under its skin. Thanks for the lesson. Woe indeed, that's not what I said. I didn't say woe. I specifically said thanks for the lesson, but okay. Woe indeed, I'm always happy to help. Want me to help you catch the monster? You're failing at this anyway. Almost a week has passed, but people keep dying and dying and dying and dying. Sure, go ahead. Where to start? Perhaps the examination of the suspects would help. Of course it will. Here's how it goes. You gather all the ladies that you find disconcerting in the cathedral. It won't be hard, seeing how it's empty now. You light up a huge fire by the entrance, then you make them strip naked and begin a very thorough examination, looking for the sharp protrusions from beneath the skin. You won't find any, of course. Then you think this is funny? You are a laughing stock anyway, Doctor. Isn't this exactly what you're doing? You should be stripping them naked. Even that would allow you to catch a more faithful glimpse of reality than those lenses of yours. Tried and true, or... Oh, it just dawned on me. Perhaps this is it. Perhaps you're so angry because you don't get enough female attention. Wow, this guy's fucking coming for me, eh? Enough. I'm only doing all this to protect you. And let me take a look at your blood. Do we need to, like, take that to the microscopy thing to actually check it out? Is that... Wait, hang on. Never mind, I must be hallucinating. I'm sure I saw some weird shit here that I hadn't seen before. Quest. That's what we want to do. That's the button we want to press. Aspity gave her blood with divisive consonants of a step woman triggering nevertheless. The microscope is immune to magic. Okay, yeah, we want to take it to the microscope. We want to go back to Ruben anyway. To find his results. Find out what he has to say on the matter of the vaccine. And he's got a microscope at his house, so we'll go there rather than trek all the way back to Eva's. But first, I get the feeling we're going to need a blood sample from Anna Angel as well. And is it worth seeing if we can get them from Yulia and Lara? Like, they're not marked on the map, so presumably we don't specifically have a quest to do that right now. But holy shit, that's a lot of knife, men. There is a lot of knifery going on right now. Let's position ourselves so that thrown knife doesn't hit me. Good start. Fuck. I've not saved in a bit, so we're just accepting that one, but I'm not going to pretend I'm a fan of it. Oh, I'm definitely not a fan of the second one, or the third one. Uh-oh. Things are suddenly really bad for me, huh? Right, it's fine, it's fine. We've got bandages for days. We'll just have to actually start using some of them. I'm just not in the mood for loading right now. Oh, fuck, I want that. I don't need this Selkie anymore. Here you go, corpse. Have this useless Selkie. I might regret tossing that away at some point, but right now, I'm perfectly happy to do just that. Right. God, it's getting shitty around these parts. So we just got a letter, but I'm not going to stop to read that till we're safely inside the willows. There we go, Molotov cocktail boy. I knew they'd be about. I knew they'd have started their rampaging based on what people were saying. What's he bombing? Oh, he's bombing me now. Fuck, keep moving, keep moving. I was going to try and take him out while he was distracted with something else, but he shifted his focus pretty sharp like. God, it's like a slalom. I don't remember it ever getting this bad as Artemy, honestly. Maybe it did. Maybe it did before the army rolled in. But it is rough out there. Holy shit. You should stay indoors, Anna. Really.
So it was Clara in the cathedral tonight.
Interesting. She thinks it's Clara. Ah, how I wish to give this place the laugh. The sooner the better. Anna, you are accused of what happened in the cathedral. It wasn't me, it was Clara. It was her. It was all her doing. Even the Sabarovs have acknowledged it. They're horrified. I've been told, torn apart between affection and duty. Katerina has torn her clothes to pieces, hair unstrung, wallowing naked at her husband's feet, begging to spare her daughter. Wait, her daughter? I knew she was, like, hanging out with them. I didn't realise she was, like, related. Did they adopt her? Interesting. Clara? Why Clara? Because no longer than yesterday afternoon she bragged she knew a secret passage into the cathedral. Moreover, she was planning to get inside. Go ahead and find her. It's her doing. Why is it that every time something ghastly happens in this town, there's always a finger pointing at me? Look, I just need a sample of your blood. My blood? That's news. Do you think my blood is of different colour and thus deserves your most careful scrutiny? I'm waiting. Here, take it. I have nothing to be afraid of. I just don't like the sight of blood is all. Ouch. Does it have to be so painful? Why are you taking so much? I'm going to faint. You're trying to kill me, you butcher. I'm not guilty. As for that, we'll wait and see. Perhaps until the autopsy. What did that letter say? Sticky sent me a note. Interesting. What do you have to say, Sticky? I found the carrier of the disease. I've tracked the carrier down. Come at once while it's still relevant. Sticky. P.S. I went outside because they brought me yesterday's vaccine, otherwise I wouldn't have left the room. I swear, sitting tight now. The vaccine? The vaccine's good? Stuff is happening so fast, holy shit. But, like, we only developed the vaccine, like, less than 10 hours ago. In fact, it wasn't even done. We just had the theoretics ready, and we brought the heart, which was the primary ingredient. I just saw a poop angel out the corner of my eye. If you want to see this game turn into a real horror show, you only have to witness the poop angels. Kind of. I know there's a rat chasing me, I just don't care. I kind of want to just stop in here real quick. I know I don't actually have a quest to speak to the Sabarovs just yet, but I'm just intrigued. What do you have to say on this whole matter?
What has this town turned into?
Do you already know what happened in the cathedral?
Contradictions.
Yes. Tragic, but at least it makes our jobs easier. The man-eater rumours turned out to be true. If we catch her, things will get better. I don't want to believe it's Lara or Yulia, but the evidence is too obvious to just let them walk, isn't it? Did you order to arrest Lara and Yulia? I'm going to. If we fail to establish which of the two it was, both are going to the dungeons to wait for the Inquisitor's arrival. On what grounds? Most solid. Items belonging to them were found inside the cathedral. Lara was even identified. Those few who were still able to speak mentioned her name. Lara? Or was it Clara, maybe? Whatever shape the man-eater takes, I will unmask her. The anonymous person who bailed out the murderous criminals and emptied the jail yesterday, that too was a woman. She came there twice, and the disease broke out in the left wing of the jail after her first visit. Why do you think it was one of the young women in question? Who else could have bailed them out? Anyone. Like, anyone. I mean, Yulia's got money, we know that. Lara, I thought, was kind of fucked. Like, I thought she'd blown all her cash on, like, stocking up on food and turning her house into a hospice or whatever, so, like, why would she have suddenly had the cash to bail out a bunch of criminals, you know? But then also, why would Clara? Clara's a bit of a nobody, right? Although it does seem she has closer ties with the Sabarovs than I thought she did. Let's see what Sticky has to say on the whole situation. Creepy little child is actually quite a useful informant, it turns out. Sticky, my man, my buddy.
I can barely stand. Am I sick?
Oh, good, he's sick. Well, he's not one of my bound, so who cares? I found the carrier. Track the carrier down. Go out there at once, or you'll miss everything. Who is it? The Shabnak, the lucid skinned ghost I told you before. This is it. I'm sure it is. It's kind of bodiless, and it killed a man just by looking at him. We have to catch it. Where did it go? It's somewhere near the abattoir. I was going to run looking for you at once, but luckily I stumbled upon a courier. Right now, it's probably heading east, across the rotten field. Alright, I'll go and take a look at your ghost. Is it marked on the map? So is it like out here? When it said towards the abattoir, I'm assuming it doesn't mean the side entrance, it means the front entrance, right? Because he mentioned the rotting field, and there ain't no fields up this area. It's not marked on the map though, and that worries me, because I could just be going after a fucking wild goose chase here. I don't want to waste a lot of my very, very precious time chasing nothing across a field. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, things are real bad right now, huh? Please stop doing that. Oh no. Poop angel! And this, my friends, is why I stocked the fuck up on medical supplies. This right here is why it pays to always be prepared. Holy fucking hell. I'm not. In fact, you know what? right now, before we go any further, I'm going to save. It's not exactly been optimal gameplay, but I've not saved in a while. And I don't want to waste a load of time chasing a ghost around a field. When realistically, what I could be doing is, you know, clearing these women's names and tracking down Clara and seeing, you know, trying to get to the bottom of what happened in the cathedral, but let's go have a look anyway, eh? Let's go have a look. I suppose I should really have checked the entrance to the abattoir that was right near me before coming all this way, but he said the rotting field, and I mean that's gotta be this, right? Is that like the name of the graveyard, actually? I'm hearing ghost cows. Does that mean anything? I'm heading east, dutifully. Much as I was told to. There is like an altar out here somewhere, right? Is it up on this hill? Ah, looks like it. This feels like it could be a place for finding things. No, not really. Not really much of anything here. What was Sticky trying to... What was he trying to do? Is he just... Like, was he just lying to me? Was he just trying to get me out of the way? Was he trying to cover for someone? Aspity, maybe? Because, like, without a map marker, without any sort of definite goal in mind, I could spend the rest of this day just wandering around in this quite large field, looking for some sort of vague clue as to what I'm meant to be finding. I will check the graveyard. Because that feels like it's like the major landmark in this part of the map, right? But if that fails, I think I'll probably load, to be honest, and just head to Rubens. Just head to Rubens and get on with what I was trying to do before I got so rudely interrupted by Sticky and his baiting me into getting Molotov cocktailed in the face twice. Yeah, it was all Sticky's fault. I would have been long gone out of town before all that happened, if it wasn't for him calling me to chase down his mystery ghost. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, if anyone's going to know anything about a ghost, it's going to be the keeper of the dead over here. Hello, Grace.
The herb gatherers have performed their foul rite on the Raggy Barrow.
It's hard. Not only do they need to be fed, they need to be talked to as well. I need to find the words of comfort for them. Only then will they repay us with tenderness and joy, but now they're all anxious. Every single one of them is mumbling something. That's why I look so tired. What are you talking about? Of the dead themselves. Do not assume that people die forever. Not everyone does. Some people live underground and only die out of lack of care. You have to always knock from this side so they don't fade away. Let me examine your pupils. Okay, now your pulse. Do you take drugs? No, it's Twire, the herb. We sleep in the very heart of the steppe, you know. I'm all green because of it. It's high time for it at the moment. Can you hear how the air is tolling? That's Twire. Unbelievable. The ruler should take some measures immediately.
I think they've fallen out of love with me.
Let me take a look. Yeah, there's not much to be gleaned around here, is there? Certainly doesn't seem that way. Rather conveniently, we're more or less at the wrapping up point of this video actually, so rather than load, what I might do is just fucking Alt F4 the shit out of this game. Just tell it what I think of it. You're gonna try and waste my time chasing ghosts? I mean, come on, I'm a doctor. I may be a weird supernatural doctor who wants to, like, discover the existence of eternal life, but realistically, if I was to roleplay as the somewhat skeptic sort of character that a doctor would be, then chasing ghosts probably wouldn't be his priority right now, right? That wouldn't be what he does with his time when there's so much more going on. What's this? I don't think I've ever looked at this. I mean, that's presumably Russian or some sort of language from that area, right? Cyrillic languages, is that what they're called? I don't know. Don't know what it says, don't know what it means. Would be real nice to know, to be honest. Would be real nice to understand, but I guess I never will. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.